Welcome back to Story Time. How y'all doing out there today? Hope you're having a great day. Hope everybody's feeling themselves. Hope y'all getting some of that good old breeze or some of that good old sun. But anyway, let me get to story time. This is way, way, way back in my freshman year, high school. Boom. Me coming out being gay, and I was dealing with another guy. I can't say no names at the moment. But anyway, we was kicking it. We was, teenage love affair. You know how that go. Puppy love, all that cuckoo-ness. So one day he called me and said, "Yo, what you doing?" I'm like, "I just got home from school or whatever, and my mother had just gave me money for some a pair of sneakers or whatever." So he was like, "Oh, I can't. My grandmother don't want me to see you no more. I can't contact you no more." He was like, "I can't do that." He was like, "Pack your bags, we running away." So I'm thinking nothing of it. I'm thinking he was just joking. Like, I'm like, okay, whatever. Vibes, like, soon as we hang up the fucking phone, like, we hang up the phone. Like, soon as I hung up the phone with him and went to step, next thing you know, I hear a knock on the door. So I goes to the door. It's him with his bags and stuff. So I'm like, oh snap, you serious, serious. He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, hold on, hold on. So I run to the back room, grab some clothes and throw it in my little book bag. So I called my mother. I'm like, oh, mom, I'm going to a basketball game. Mind you, I'm not even going to the basketball game. I'm running, skipping town with this boy, running around at the age of 15. I had no business doing this because my mother wasn't even treating me bad enough. I was just doing this after silliness of the kindness of my fucking so-called in love and my feelings and all this for this person. So boom, I grabbed my clothes, I packed my little bag or whatever, packed up a little couple of shirts, a little couple of underwears and socks and stuff. So I'm like, okay, we feeling like Bonnie and Clyde out here, like we about to hit these streets. So boom, we get out there. So I'm like, oh, the crazy thing is, I'm telling him like, oh, my mother gave me $200. We could survive with this for a little bit too. So he's like, all right, boom. So now we get on a train. Now we start panhandling, asking people for money on the streets. We up and down the city, up on the trains, all over the place. Like, and one day we made like $300-400 in one day just asking people. People was buying us pizza, food, giving us 20s, 50s, 10s, 30. They was just giving us money because we lied and told them we wasn't from here. We wasn't from New York. We trying to get back home or whatever. So we ended up scrapping up all the change plus the 200 we had already. So plus the 200 we had already, and plus the extra $400 we made. So we like, what we gonna do now? So we looking at each other. We talking. We trying to figure it out. We slept on the train for like one night. We slept on the train. We slept in the park one night. The second night we slept on the train. Then we like, we really got to do something. So we was like, let's go to Philly. Why the hell did we think about going to Philly? Like, I don't know what we were thinking. Like, it's just crazy. So we like, all right, let's get on a Peter Pan bus. We buy us a ticket to get on the Peter Pan bus. We get to Philly with no plan, no nothing. We thinking to go to Philly to do the same thing we did out here, begging people for money or whatever. So now we get to Philly. We get off the bus or whatever. So now we ask some random people, where do the gay people hang out at? Like, because you know how we got the village in New York or whatever, you could go out there or whatever. So we in Philly, we like, where the gay bars and where the gay people at? So they like, oh, you gotta go to this spot, you gotta walk over here, whatever, whatever, whatever. So now we finally find where the gay spot is at. So now we walking around, looking around, talking to random people. So we met this fucking guy. So we told the guy our story, like, oh, we ran away from home, blah, blah, blah. While the guy was like, oh, y'all can come stay with us. So me and him looking at each other like, yo, this is crazy. Like, we really gonna do. So we ended up going to spend the night with the guy. So we gets to the guy's house or whatever. He like, y'all can sleep in my room. So we get in the room. I looked at him. I'm like, let's put the dresser behind the door. So we takes the dresser that was in his room. We put it on the door, like to block the door. So just in case if we go to sleep, when we go to sleep, the guy won't come in the room and try to do anything to us. So now we put the dresser behind the door, but then I'm still looking under the door, like, you know, the little crack under the door. So I'm busy looking under the door to see what the movements the guy is making. So thank God the guy didn't do nothing. He really was a nice guy or whatever. He was really, I don't remember his name, and I probably didn't remember his face. But the next morning, come we moved the dresser, we opened up the door. We asked the guy, can he take us back to where he met us at last night? So he ended up taking us back to where he met us at the night before. So now we just wandering up and down Philly, walking the streets or whatever. We started getting broke. I looked at him. I'm like, baby, I can't do this anymore. I'm ready to go back home. He looked at me and said, yeah, me too. Mind you, the whole time, his grandmother calls the police. So now, my mother and I'm calling my friends, calling everybody around. So I'm calling my friends and stuff, asking them, have my mother call them. They like, yeah, why you running away with such and such? I'm like, child, I did. So then I ended up calling my mother. They was like, all right, y'all about to be, the police about to put y'all on the bus and y'all about to come back to New York or whatever. So boom, we get back to New York. My mother and them waiting on the Port Authority for us. They pick us up or whatever. So his grandmother mad because they think it was my whole idea and it wasn't even my whole idea. It was his whole idea. So boom, why a week later he calls me back. We run away again for the second time. But this time we stayed in New York for 5 days. We was just up and down the street, sleeping in parks, on trains again. Then I'm like, baby, I can't do this. My mother, I'm not going through this. My mother accepted me for who I am. I can't. I'm gonna go home because I'm being treated nice and fair. So I can't. So I ended up going back home. He ended up going back home, and then we just ended up just outgrowing each other and just went our separate ways. But that's a crazy story time for y'all that I had that took place in my freshman year of high school. Puppy love, crazy things that I did in my life. Stay tuned for more crazy stories, more funny silliness, and a lot more. See you next week. Get that out my face.